Good afternoon, everybody. We are so excited to have you guys. We hope you guys have been having a great day. Today, we're going to spend the next hour walking through our website and our educational tools for both in the classroom as well as our tools that you can use virtually. I'm going to start by introducing myself. My name's Natalie, and I am the Resource Producer Manager here in the US. I have worked in the public schools for 19 years. 10 of those years I was a classroom teacher. 5 of those years I was an instructional coach for pre-K through 5th grade. And then my last 4 years I was an assistant principal that focused on curriculum instruction. And that again was in a pre-K to 5 classroom. I've been working for TeachStarter for about 20 months and have a blast getting to make resources for you guys and helping out all the teachers here in the States, which has been great. I am also joined today by Garrett. And so I'm going to let Garrett talk to you guys for a quick second and introduce himself.
Like Nat said, my name is Garrett. I am a resource producer for TeachStarter here in the US. I've been with the company since November of last year. I have teaching experience in preschool, 3rd grade, 4th grade, and most recently I was a 5th grade language arts and social studies teacher. So what I do here is create resources aligned to the curriculum, and then we send them over to one of our designers, and the designers makes them lovely and engaging, and then we post them on the website for you guys. So that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. So Garrett's going to go ahead. He's going to mute his button now. We also have Mel. Mel actually is joining us from the office over in Australia. She is one of our events coordinator, and so Garrett and Mel today are going to be answering your questions throughout the entire webinar, and I'm going to be taking you guys through the website. So talking about questions, if you'll look down at the bottom of your screen, you'll see the Q&A function of the webinar. Throughout the entire time, if you guys have any questions at all, if you'll go ahead and use the Q&A function, we prefer that you not use the chat just because we want everyone to be able to see what questions and answers come out, because there are probably other teachers that have those same exact questions. So if you'll use the Q&A, then those questions will be made public for everyone, and we'll get them answered. So again, today I'm going to be walking you through the website. I'm going to be actually walking you through from the perspective of a premium member. So not a free, but a premium. Not all of the elements that I show you are going to be available for a free account, just because I'm going to be walking you through the premium. So just a quick little bit about the company. So TeachStarter is here to help pre-K to grade 6 teachers teach, assess, and engage with their students with a collection of more than 140,000 pages of teaching resources and digital teaching tools. The number continues to increase daily, and we save teachers hours every week as they prepare for their classroom. In 2012, TeachStarter started as just a monthly email that was sent out that had free resources for teachers. It started in Brisbane, Australia. Then 12 months later, the website was launched. And then fast forward to today, where we have over 40 staff members, including teachers, designers, developers, and writers. And we have offices in both Australia and here in the US. So that's a little bit about us. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing for a moment so I can get you over to our website. So again, I'm walking you through as a premium member, and this is what the home feed is going to look like. So anytime you come in, this little guy right here, the house, that's going to get you to your home feed. Your home feed is going to show you all the new resources and the blogs that have been published, starting at the top, and then you can scroll through. So it actually shows you everything from the latest, and as you scroll down, you're going to be able to find all of the latest resources in your home feed. So that's the first thing. You'll notice as we scroll that each one of these tiles actually shows one resource. That resource could actually be a teaching resource, it could be a blog, it could be one of our podcasts. So any of those three things, you're going to see that it has a title, which is the title of, this one happens to be our 5th grade booster pack that we've been giving away for free. It also gives you a sentence just letting you know what that resource is actually about. It tells you how many resources or how many pages of resources are in that, and then what grade it's actually going for. If you look up here, each resource also has a heart and a bookmark. If you want to give the designer and the resource producer that created this some love, you can always go in and love it. That'll let us know that you're really excited about that. If you want to bookmark it, which we'll talk about bookmarks a little later, but if you want to put a bookmark so you can find it later, you'll definitely use this little key and that'll bookmark it. And I'll show you later on where you're going to be able to find that at. So this is your home feed. Next, you're going to come over and you have this square. We're going to come over to the left-hand side. You're going to find this box right here, which is kind of your folders. First, you have your download folder. So when you click on your download folder, it's actually going to show everything that you've downloaded. So you're going to see that today I've downloaded a few things. Last week, I downloaded a few things. Last month. So the great thing about this is, let's say you downloaded something for Thanksgiving last year and you knew that you had downloaded it from us, but you can't find it. The great thing is you can come down to November of last year, and then you'll be able to find exactly what it was, because everything, all of your folders are organized, or all of your downloads are organized by the month. So that's a really great feature of this. Then you have your bookmarks. So remember a few minutes ago, I clicked on that to bookmark our booster pack. This is where I'm going to go to find all of my bookmarks. So everything that I've bookmarked along the way is going to show up. And again, it is going to go by months. So these are everything that I've bookmarked today. These are some of the things I bookmarked last week and then last month. And it would continue on for as long as I've had my Teach Starter account. One of the really great features of this is sometimes when I'm looking through my home feed, which is this one, I'll see that something has actually gone up. Let's say, for example, I teach math. If I see a metric conversion resources come up, I know I'm going to teach it. I know I'm going to use it. I'm just not at that unit yet. I'm not going to be there for a couple of months. I can go ahead and bookmark it, and then I'm going to be able to know exactly where I can go find my bookmark to be able to say, here's my metric conversion. Now I don't have to go searching for it. I don't have to remember what the name of my title is. All I had to do was bookmark, and it's always going to be in my bookmarks folder. Then the last folder that I have here is my history folder. That's just going to show you anything that you've looked at. So it's also going to put it in order, starting in your months. So those are 3 of your folder systems that we have to help. Underneath that, I'm just going to always, you'll see I constantly go up to my home feed. If you just click on the house, it will always take you back. So sometimes I know some teachers say that they end up going on this wild goose chase, so to speak, trying to find certain resources, and then they get lost as to where they're at. As long as you'll go hit that house button, it'll always take you back to this page. Now we have these are some of our tools that we're going to come back to in a few minutes, but that's going to be underneath. Then underneath that, you're going to see that you have a My Folders section. So you can also make folders to help you, just like you would do it for your filing cabinet in your classroom. It's just now you have it all digitally, and all of your TeachStarter resources can be put into certain folders. You can make as many folders as you want. You're going to see I currently have 13 folders made. I only show 3 here. However, if you continue to scroll, you'll see that you have a scroll bar, and that will take you to all of them. So I have a folder for brain breaks. So any resources that I have that I use for brain breaks, I can put them in there. First week of school activities, math. So you can make up as many as you want. Now, to create folders, let me show you where you're going to go. If you'll come over, one way that you can get them is you can come up to this folder right here. If you click on that folder, it's going to take you to your hub. Now, when you come over, you can see it says add a folder. So I can come over, I can add any folder I want. Maybe I want a reading small group folder, and all of the activities that I use for my reading small groups. I can title it. I can give it a description if I want to. I can also choose a color for my folder. Maybe I want a yellow folder. And then when I create it, you're going to see now I have a reading small group activities folder. So again, you're just going to go up to your folder to get that done. The other way you can do it is you can actually just click on one of your folders you currently have, and then you'll see that the add folder button has popped up, and you'll just click and you'll be able to add another folder. So that's one way that you can keep all of your resources that you've downloaded organized in a file cabinet, so to speak, except for it's going to be in your folders section. Then let me go back up to my home feed. The last thing you're going to see once you scroll down is you are going to see an area that has your help desk, the contact us, and your logout. So help desk is just going to bring you to different articles, some troubleshooting. So if you ever have a problem and you want to do some troubleshooting, you can always click on that. You also have a contact us button that you can come over, and if you'll click on this right here, the support@teachstarter.com, you can actually send an email to one of our support staff, and we will definitely get back to you with a response about what issue you may be having. So that takes you through everything here. Again, I'm going to come back to these tools later on. I just want to be sure and have enough time to be able to spend in depth for each one of these. The other thing that you have on your home feed, you also have the search bar, which is going to be right up here. There are several different ways that you can search for things. One thing is if I just click inside, so all I did was come up to my toolbar and click, you can actually see it's going to show you some recent things, recent keywords that you've searched by. It also tells you the top 5 things that are trending at the moment, the top 5 resources. So as you can see, definitely our booster packs and definitely digital learning backgrounds, since we're all now finding out we're going to start the school year virtually. So it may be that you just want to see, hey, what's everybody else currently looking at? And that will tell you what that is. So one way that you can search here on the TeachStarter website is by using keywords. So we have gone in and we've made resource collections based on keywords that we feel like people would use. So for example, Math Center activities. Let's say you're looking for Math Center activities. If I come and type that, and I pause, I don't hit enter right away, you'll see we actually have a collection that's Math Center activities. When you click on that collection, it's going to bring you to all of the different math activities that we happen to have. So you're going to see right here, it says we have over 180 Math Center activities. I can click, and it's going to show all of the different Math Center activities. Now, once you get to this part, you may be thinking to yourself, that's great, but I don't have time to scroll through 200 resources. And that's great. You can also come and search even further. We already know that everything's going to be within math because we have math centers, so we don't need to search by our learning area, but maybe you're a third grade teacher and you want to know what are some math center activities that are geared to third grade. Now we've narrowed that down. Let's say now you also want to go by type. What type of resource do we have? You can click on the drop-down menu and it'll show you the different types of third grade Math Center activities that are within this group. Now maybe you go, I think that I want to look at some task cards. If I click on it, now I have all of the Math Center activities that are geared for grade 3 that are task cards. Now I've narrowed my focus down even more. So that's one way that you can search. The big thing to remember on that one when you're doing that is don't click enter right away. You're going to have to give it a couple of seconds for it to generate, and then it'll show you Math Center activities. Let's say maybe you want mindfulness. I don't even have to finish my word. Mindfulness pops up. Now I can go search in the mindfulness and do the same types of thing. Another way that you can search is maybe you want to look for dictionary skills. If you notice, sorry, I did that a little too fast. If you notice when I stop, when I pause, dictionary doesn't pop up. If I now just hit enter, everything that has to do with dictionaries is now going to be populated right here. Now I want to show you another feature that we have that you can actually filter by that a lot of members don't know we have, and that's if you come over to this drop-down menu over here on the right-hand side, you can actually click this drop-down and it's going to sort these 28 teaching resources that we have. You can sort by the most relevant, which is the ones that really are geared towards dictionary. You can look and see what our most recent dictionary activities are, and it'll sort that way. Or you can actually sort by which one has the most downloads. And you can sort that way, and it'll show you. Maybe then you go, oh, it's this dictionary dig activity cards. I think that's the one. So definitely this tool over here, I use quite a bit just because sometimes I do want to see just what's the most recent resources that have been made within that search function. And same with most downloaded because teachers know best. So that's another way that you can search. Another way is you can actually search by subject area if you would like. If I'm a math teacher, I can just search by the learning area. And then you can see it's broken down into the different areas of mathematics. Let's say that I am doing a measurement. I can click on it this way and get into the measurement, or number and operations, or whatever it is that you want. And then you're going to be able to actually click the view all, and it'll show all of your resources. Again, then you're going to be able to use these filters up at the top. I can again choose my grade level if I'd like. I can choose what type of resource that I want that has to do with measurement. Or you can do the more filters. Let's say you're looking for a blog maybe that gives you some teaching activities or teaching ideas that go along with measurement. You can click that and it'll bring you to those that have to do with measurement. So the thing to remember when you're dealing with your filters is you always want to hit that clear filters. So it'll clear everything away before you start a new search. The last way that you can actually search is by a curriculum code. So depending on where you live, if you were in Texas, you can search by the TEKS. If you're any other state, you're going to search by the Common Core. I'm currently logged in as someone from Alabama because it was first on the list. So I'm going to have to search by a Common Core. On this one, I can just search by literacy. I'm just going to do the tail end, and I'm going to go W.33, and it pops up. And now I'm going to be able to look at those resources that have to do with that Common Core, that are already coded for that Common Core standard. Again, if you're from Texas, you're going to do the TEKS. You'll just want to put the subject area first, so either ELAR, math, science, social studies, music. Then you're going to want to put your grade level and then your standard. So it would be like math 4.4b. You would put that in and search, and you would be able to find all of the resources that have to do with that one curriculum code. So those are the different ways that you can use the search button up at the top. I'm going to get us back to the home feed. So that's one way, using your search bar. You can also come over, and if you click on this resources, you'll see there's a little drop-down menu. If you click on that one, it'll take you, you can go to the teaching resources, or you can actually look at your units and lesson plans if you would like. So again, you're going to see, we can look at unit plans and choose a unit plan if we'd like, or if we're just looking for one specific lesson, we can also just click on this and it'll take us to the lesson plans. And I can click view all, and you're going to see again that I'm going to be able now to come up here and I'm going to be able to narrow down again. Maybe I'm looking specifically for English, language arts, and reading, and maybe I am a 4th grade teacher. So now I can narrow it down even more, and now I can actually see all of the different lessons that I can choose from as a 4th grade language arts reading teacher. So again, that was just by going up to resources, units and lesson plans, and it'll take you right there. All right, so the next thing I want to show you up across the top is we're going to come back to assess. Assess is one of our educational tools, and we're going to come back to that one. But you can also see, if you click on subjects, it'll take you to the subjects. Just so you guys know, fine arts is going to be all of your special areas. It's going to be theater, dance, music, PE, and art. So that's where you're going to find all of those. It's all going to be lumped under fine arts. We also have languages other than English. We have a LOT section as well. We have some Japanese, we have some German, we have some Spanish. So just know we also offer for those subject areas. We also have special ed. We are constantly making new resources for special ed, trying to help out in that area as well. You can also come over if you'd like. Let's say you're a 2nd grade teacher and you just want to see everything that we have to offer for 2nd grade. You would just come up here to grade level, drop down, and click on grade 2, and it'll take you straight to that, all of the grade 2. So over 4,870 resources that then you can narrow down. We also have this that shows topics. This one is, it gives you all of the different topics of resources that we have to offer. So back to school, digital learning, all of that. It also, we offer a lot of classroom management resources. Same for teacher organization, labels and signs, and then other resources. So if you're a free member, you're definitely going to want to come over to these free resources. And then you'll also see we've started making Google Slides as well, since we're all going to be going virtual. We know those are a hot commodity, so we've started making those, and we'll continue to add to those Google Slides throughout the school year. So if you would like to search by any of these topics, you're able to come over, click, and it'll take you to that collection. We also write blogs, as you guys may well know. If you want to search our blogs, you're just going to click on blogs. That'll take you there. These are all the different areas that you can click on. If you're looking for a blog on teaching ideas, you can click there in the classroom. This is definitely where you're going to want to go. And if you're looking for any new ideas, new activities for the classroom, you'll definitely want to go to our blogs. And then we also have podcast. We have 2 podcasts currently. One is for the love of teaching, that's geared towards teachers. And then we also have Love Learning, and that's geared towards students. So if you want to get to our podcast, you can just click here, and it takes you to all of the episodes that you can listen to. Same for the student one. You can click on that one, and it takes you to the episodes that you can then go and listen to. So all of that is going to be off of your home feed. You're going to have access to all of that off of the home feed. So let's say now we know exactly what we want, and we're going to go click on that resource. So I'm going to go to our back to school self-assessment template. I'm going to go to this one. This is the resource now through all of my searching. This is the one I wanted to look at. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And so I'm just going to talk you through a couple of these buttons, some features that people don't realize. So first, of course, you have your title. You're going to see over here, we've put in a new view search to where now you can actually look and see what the entire download is. So this works for those that are, it says it's 20 or 30 pages of task cards. If you're a free member and you're looking to maybe purchase that, it's great because now you can actually look through the entire resource before deciding if you want to buy it or if it's not really what you were looking for. So in this, you also have, it shows you it's a free download. However, I want you to notice, so you have this, we also have a drop-down menu. So if you actually drop that menu down, it'll show you the different forms of this resource you can actually download. So we have a Google slide of this to where you can actually just make a copy. Let's look at that really quick. All you're going to do is you're going to make a copy, and it's going to put it into your Google Drive for you. So now I'm going to be able to keep it in my drive and then go into my Google Classroom and share it, and the students are going to be able to actually drag and drop. So you're going to see they can't move any of this. All they can do is they can come and say, oh, I'm definitely a 5. That's how much I enjoy it. And I'm a 9. I'm pretty good at it, but I don't like reading as much. So that's going to be the Google slide that you can assign. However, maybe you just want the PDF version. Maybe you're actually going to start in the classroom. Then you can come to the color version, or we have a low color, which is predominantly black and white, except for the red and green squares here for the students to be able to know what colors to color in. You're also going to see that we have a blue button here that shows Assess. That just means that there's also an Assess template that's already been made for this. And once we get to Assess this later on, you're going to be able to see exactly what that does, but I'll click on that and it takes us to our Assess template. So if you'd like to assign it that way, which is also done virtually, you can do that as well. You can also, if you come down a little bit, you can also choose one of our downloads here. If you keep scrolling, you can choose one of these. You'll see it's in a back to school must-haves. That's a resource collection. So this shows all of the resource collections that we currently have that this resource is a part of. So if I want to go see, oh, what are some more first week of school activities? I can click on this and it'll actually take me to that collection. Also, again, it shows you the grade levels that it's appropriate for, which it also showed you that on that front page. Then you have this section down here. It actually gives any reviews if you would like to comment to or send a comment to the resource producer that created this, you can do that. So for example, this one, Garrett was the producer of this, and so they were just giving him a shout out, letting him know how great it was. If there have been any changes or updates that have been made, if you click on this tab, it'll show you. This one's a new resource, so we haven't made any changes or updates. However, we do frequently change and update older resources to make them more relevant and current. If you've downloaded a resource that we have changed in some way, you'll actually get a notification letting you know that we've changed it, we've updated it, and it'll actually tell you how we updated it or changed it if we added something to it. And so then you'll be able to go into your downloads, find that resource again, and download the new one. Let's say that you get on this and you see that there is an error. We try really hard. We go through an editing process here, but every once in a while, something will slip by us. So if you happen to see an error, please come down here and report it to us because we will immediately go in and fix our error that we have. You'll just type it in, say send, and it comes to us and we'll make sure that we get it fixed. And then you'll know that it's fixed because we will mark how we've changed it and you'll get a notification letting you know that we fixed the error. And then last is help. If for some reason you're not able to download something, definitely come over and click on the help and go through some of these suggestions. And then if you're still having a problem, go ahead and hit the contact us and shoot us a message letting us know, and one of the customer support members will definitely get in touch with you and help you solve the problem. So this is going to be standard on all resources that you go to. Then you're going to also see down at the very bottom, we've listed some other suggestions that you may like that also have to do with back to school, which is what this one was a part of. So you can quickly glance down, see if there's anything else you'd like. Again, you're going to see the love it in the bookmark. So again, if you want to give Garrett some love, or Alyssa, who was our amazing designer who designed this, give them some love. If you want to bookmark it, it'll put it in your hub. If you want to add it to your collection, so remember how I talked to you guys about those folders that you can set up, and it's going to be your digital file cabinet. Let's say you want this and you want to put it in your back to school. I can click here to add to my collection, and I'm going to put it in my first week of school folder, and now it's there. So I'll have it for next year for my back to school. If I want to share it by email, I can also do that. And what happens is it's actually going to share this page. So if you want to share it with one of your teaching colleagues, you can definitely do that. Just know this, however, if it's a paid resource and they are a free member, they're going to have to purchase it, like pay by the resource. It's not like if you're a premium member and they're free that it's going to send them that actual resource. It's just going to send them to this page to where then they're going to be able to download. Again, this is standard on all of our resources anytime you click on a resource page. You can do the same thing on our unit and lesson plans. It's going to be the same type of thing. However, I'm going to quickly take you through that. It's going to show you all of the different lessons we have. If you come to your download, you can download just the unit plan overview. And what that's going to do is that's going to pull this up. It's going to show you what TEKS, because this is science, and as you guys all know, Common Core does not have science, you're only going to see the TEKS here. So you Texas folk, that's there for you guys. It's also going to show you the objectives. It'll show you the different lessons. It also gives you suggested assessment strategies, and it also tells you a little bit about the entire unit. You also have one of those for each of the lessons as well. If you'll click on a lesson, you can do the same thing. You can look at the lesson plan. And again, it's going to tell you the length of time. It also shows you what resources you get with that lesson, because you will be using those in your lesson. It tells you how you're going to open for the students, how you're going to teach, the guided or independent learning that the students are going to have, and then how you're going to wrap it up. It also gives you suggestions for differentiation as well. Again, it gives you your curriculum codes as well. If we were in something other than science, you would see it would give you your Common Core and it gives you your TEKS both. So that is a bit, you'll see too in a lot of our lessons, we open it with a video from YouTube just to get the students excited about the lesson and what they're about to learn. So all that's going to be included when you download one of our unit plans or lessons. All right, so that is pretty much everything when it comes to our resources. Now we're going to come back over to some of our tools that I skipped because I wanted to go in depth. So these educational tools that we have to offer can be used both in the classroom and virtually as well. So to get to some of them, you're going to come over to this. Well, sorry, before we start, let me come over to this side. Back over to the left-hand side. Again, we're going to come back to assess. Assess is a big one, and I want to end on assess, but we're going to come over to our online learning. If you click on your online learning tool, this is an online lesson builder, and it's going to allow you to build a lesson or a warm-up or something for your students, and then you're going to be able to assign it through Google Classrooms. So for example, you'll see when I clicked on it, it brought me to this. These are some of the lessons that I've already created for my students. So if we go into this one, you're going to see this is exactly what the students are going to see. I've attached a video for them to watch first. Then I tell them it's their turn, and I ask them to actually use. I was able to get one of our resources and tag one of our resources, so they'll be able to print it and cut them out and then actually perform an activity. When I'm ready, I can actually share it on my Google Classroom. I can choose my class. I can choose what it is. And then I'm just going to assign a title, and then I'll be able to assign it. Once I've added my title, then I can come assign. And now I've assigned this lesson for them. Once they get into that assignment, they're going to be able to play the video. They're going to be able to download their pictorial model cards, and they're going to be able to do their activity. Now, I'm going to show you really quickly how you can create your own. It's really simple. You're just going to hit create here. And let's say I'm a writing teacher and I want to do a quick writing activity with my students. I can come over. I can change out my lesson title. I'm going to title this one Visual Writing Prompt. Then I'm going to come down, and I actually this time, I could choose to do a video like I did on the last one, which you just go to YouTube and copy the URL. However, for this one, I actually want to upload an image. And what I've done is I've actually gone into one of our widgets, which I will show you in a minute. And I got this, I took a screenshot of one of our visual writing prompt pictures, and that's what I'm going to use here. Now, a word of caution. You have to title your image even if you don't want to, because if I came and just hit upload, it would tell me there was an error. If that happens to you, it's just because you don't have a title. So I'm going to title this one, A Man and His Dog, and I'm going to upload. Now I've given the visual writing prompt to the student. Now I'm going to actually, down here, I'm going to click and I'm going to type what I want them to do, their set of instructions. So I want them to create a story based on this image. You'll see that I've referenced, I say use the visual storyboard to help you plan out your piece. I'm going to come down, I scroll all the way down over here, and you're going to see where it says resources. We have a storyboard template, and so I'm going to come click on the search screen, and I'm going to actually add the title, which it is titled Storyboard Template. And here's the resource, and I click, and you're going to see that has now added that resource for the students to be able to use to help plan out this activity or their story. So now I'm done. If I come over, I can actually again share if I'd like to. The other thing, let's say you want to just see what does it look like. You can view what it's going to look like to your students by saying you want to see the live version, and this is exactly what your students are going to see. I can come, I can share it on my Google Classroom the same way. I'm going to choose my class the same way we did for the others. And then this will get assigned. They have the template already there. They have their instructions, and they'll be able to work it from there. You may be asking yourself, are there other ways or is it just through Google Classroom? You can share on others. You are just gonna use the link to be able to share in other ways. So that is our online learning tool. Then the next one that we're going to look at is our studio function. If you come over to resources, this educational tool I'm about to show you, it probably is my favorite one. As a teacher, man, this is going to save you so much time. If you go into Studio, what Studio is going to do is it's going to help you, it allows you to create your own custom resources for your classroom. So again, you're just going to come to resources and come over to Studio. So you are going to see this is our Studio wizard. You can create a new one, or you can open something that you've already created. You're going to see these are the ones that I've already created. But I want to do a new one, and I want to actually show you. So these are some of the layouts that you can choose. Let's say you want to make, I don't know, some labels. You can click on this, and then you can choose a border if you'd like. But I want to show you some of these other ones that a lot of teachers don't realize. There's a drop-down bar here. If I drop down, these are some of the templates we've already created that you can actually use to put in your own information. So for example, if you want to make some name tags, let's say you're going on a field trip and you want your students to wear name tags, we have those. You can go choose which one you want. We have so many to choose from. You can choose, you can come over, and if you use this drop down bar right here, I'm going to show you how you can make a list. I've already made my 2020-21 class list. I can click on it here, automatically it populates my student names. I can say create, and it automatically makes my student name tags for me. I don't have to try to figure out sizes. Everything's already done. I can change all of my font if I'd like by using this menu. My favorite is the Zahner just because it is a nice pretty print. You can actually change your color to any color you would like. If you wanted it to be red, just like the other, however you'd like, you can customize it. You can make your name boxes bigger by dragging. You come over and you grab one of these circles, and it actually will make it bigger. If you want to center it, you can come over to this, hold it down, and now I can move my box wherever I want, so I can center it if I don't feel like it's center. I can also change the size, the font size, however I want it. So this one is a pretty great tool. You can save, you can title it. Once I've saved it and given it a title, I'm going to show you. If you come over here to the studio files, that's going to be where your files are stored. So anytime you make anything in Studio and you save it, it's going to come up in your Studio files. So now next time I want my class names, I can come in. Let's say Jerry now is no longer there, and now I have a Gino. I change it out, save, now I'm good to go. So that's a great feature. Just to show you a couple of more. We also have tray labels. The great thing about the tray labels is you can actually do the same thing. If you want to, you don't have a list. Let's say you just want a tray label for completed, incomplete, and homework. And now it's just made those three. Again, I can change font, I can change size, I can change color. I can also move it around. I can also make it smaller or larger by coming over and finding my circle. You can continue to add pages if you'd like, or if you change your mind and you don't want that, you can delete as well. My favorite one of these, I'm going to leave you to play with these, but just so you know, the welcome sign, we have word walls, so anytime you want word wall cards, you can come over. The great thing about the word wall cards is you can actually insert images into that. I'll show you that one really quickly. So I'm going to use my spelling list for this one. So again, I'm going to be able to move them around. So to add a picture, if you come over here, you'll see there's a pencil and it says pictures. You can actually come and click on that and you can search from a bank of our images that we have. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to drag and drop an image that you have off of the website or off of another website. You're only going to be able to use those that are inside of our studio feature. However, we do add to those images quite regularly, so keep checking back. So for example, I don't have anything that's a lake, but for bake, Let's say I want this cupcake. I can drag him, and now I can make him a size, and I can put an image. If I want this smaller, I can make it smaller. Ooh, not that small though, huh? We can make it smaller, then we can make our image bigger, whatever works for you. But now you're going to be able to have this for your word wall. There's going to be the word, and there's going to be an image that goes along with it. That one's pretty great. I have one more I want to show you guys, my favorite one, and I'm very mindful of time, but I have to show you this one. How many of you guys out there, I know for me, when I was in the classroom, I played bingo all of the time. The only thing was having to make my bingo cards and having to write in my bingo squares and make each card different could be quite time consuming. Well, you can use Studio and make a set of 10 bingo cards that are all different using Studio. If you come over, you can click on a 3x3, or we have a 4x4. I'm going to do a 3x3. I'm going to show you how to make a word list, so you'll be able to make a word list. But let's say I want to play bingo with my high frequency words. I'm going to use my Fontes and Pinnell frequency words. It automatically generates it. The thing to know is this: the max number of boards that you can actually create are 10. However, if you have 20 students, if you created 2 sets of 10, you're probably going to get 20 completely different bingo cards. So if you put a number here that's more than 10, it will only generate 1 card for you. So if it only generates 1 card, just know it's because you put in a number greater than 10 over here. So I'm going to create. There they are. And look, we have 10 different bingo cards that use our Fontes and Pinnell, the 25 top Fontes and Pinnell words. Again, I can change my font if I would like. I can change my color. I can change my titles. If I want this to be high frequency, and I want this one to be number, what is it? 4, then I can do that. If I just wanted it to say card 4, I mean, you get to name it. Once you've done that, you can title your resource over here. Save it. And now, if we come back to our home feed and we come back to our studio files, you're going to see that those bingo cards that we just created are right there. So they'll be there whenever I need them. The bingo cards, you can also use numbers. So if I wanted to make one that was my numbers, 0 to 100, I could type that in. So let me show you really quickly how to make those word lists. If you come over here, you'll see it says word list. If you'll click on it, it's going to take you to the word list. So it currently shows me all of the word lists that I currently have. So if you wanted to do your spelling list each week, you could do that. There's different things that you can use it not only in Studio, but you can also use them in some of our widgets, which I'll show you in a moment. So you can make those types of lists. You can make your class list. Again, you can use it for the name tags in Studio, or you could also use it in one of our widgets as well. To be able to create a new list, you're just going to come here, click on New List. You can title it. If I wanted to make one with numbers, then I would just do so. Just know you're going to separate each one with a comma. Whenever you've done that, you can hit Create. And there's my new list. If I need to edit it at any point, of course, I can come over here. I can click Edit. it takes me to it and I can edit or change. You can have an infinite number of lists created, and then all you'll have to do is use that custom list, that drop down, and you'll be able to plug it into anything. So that's the word list. Since I was talking about widgets, let me take you over to our widgets really quick. It's going to be another educational tool that you can use in the classroom. So if you'll click on widgets, so these are some of the widgets that we currently offer. Again, if you're a premium member, you're going to have access to all of them. We are going to be adding to our widgets within the next year to year and a half as well, so don't think this is all we have to offer. We do continue to add them in. If you're a math teacher and you want a dice roller, we have them. You can choose the number of dice you want, the number of faces, and then you can roll. We also have a toggle, which is great, where you can just put it up on your screen, and students on their paper will have to come up with, sorry, I don't know why my internet is not working. There we go. So then students can have their journals in front of them, and they're having to make as many words as they can with connecting tiles. So that one's a great one that you can just project onto your screen. We have a word of the day. This one you can use if you would like. Remember those custom lists you just made? If you're using spelling list, you can actually use this and have your spelling list. So then students have to do an activity every day with one of their spelling words. You can either choose. We have some already auto-filled for lower years, middle years, and upper years, or you can make your own. Let's say you have a list of 10 different spelling activities you want students to do. One is going to be a pyramid write, or you can do a color write, or you can do a cursive write. So I can put all of those in, and now I spin a word and I spin an activity, and students now have to do a color write using the word take. Quick, easy. You have 5 minutes before lunch or 10 minutes before the end of the day. You can put this up and still continue to use those 10 minutes, make them effective. However, it's not going to take any time on yours, especially if you already have some custom lists that are already made. Then remember earlier I did that visual writing prompt, and I told you I just did a screenshot. These are great because you can do a new prompt and it will give you a new image. You just reflect it on your screen, have students write. It could be a quick write where you project a visual image and have students do a quick 5-minute write where you set the timer for 5 minutes and they do nothing but write using this as their visual prompt. The other all of them actually are really great, but one that you can use or you may be wanting to use for the upcoming school year, we have student avatar creators where you can go in and create an avatar for each one of your students. And it is pretty great. And then you could send it to them. They could use it in a lot of ways. You could use it in a lot of ways. So just know we also have that widget as well. So again, all of these you can use. You can create a word search. You would be able to do this one and then share in your Google Classroom if you'd like to, and assign it using your student names, especially if you already create that list of your student names. You can create a word search using that list. So a lot of fun things to do with our widgets. So you'll definitely want to give that one a look. The last thing here we're going to look at before we move over to assess really quickly is request a resource. You're going to see it right here. So one feature that we offer here at TeachStarter is you can request a resource to be made. You can click on it here. I'll show you a couple of other ways you can get to it. So currently it shows you what our trending requests are here. You can vote for them if you'd like. So starting in August, we are going to devote ourselves to these requests, and we will be creating the top request every week. So every week we're going to be doing whatever the top request is, and then as many other requests as we can get done within that week as we possibly can. So you'll definitely want to start coming and seeing what people have to say and voting on them, or putting your own in. And how you're going to put your own in is you're going to come over here and you're going to choose a request, a type of request. You can request an assess template be built. You can request a blog, or you can request a resource. Any of these three. Say we want a resource. I'm going to give it a name. I want a math multiplication mat. I'm going to choose my subject area, and I'm going to choose my grade. I want this for third grade. So for the description, if you can give us as much of a description as you possibly can, describing what it is you're really wanting. If there's something specific that you're wanting, please be as descriptive as you can, because like I said, we do go off of these requests and we build it for you. However, the more information you can give us, the more it's going to be like what you want. So for example, on this one, so I'm wanting all the different representations of multiplication on this mat. And I'm going to put my request in. And so now I've made a request. So now this is what we're going to see. Now I want to show you, if you go over to your home feed and you come over to this request. Oh, it's because we haven't made that yet. You're going to see that it actually pops up in your feed. Now people are going to be able to come and vote and try to get that math multiplication mat up to that top contender so it can get made. So the other ways that you can reach that request, you can either click on your profile picture and request a resource that way, or you can come here to your hub, click on that folder, and if you scroll all the way down, you're going to see right here it says your request, and you can click on this plus with new request and it'll take you to the request as well. So the last thing I'm going to quickly walk you guys through is assess. Assess is an online online activity builder, so you can build activities and then share with students. So you'll see I have already created some activities here. However, we also have pre-built templates. Remember how I told you you can request an assess template? We already have 80 pre-built templates and we continue to add to this list. So you can come over and you can click and you can say you want to copy this, and I'm going to show you. Once you've copied it, you're able to do anything you would like to this, and it's not going to alter our template. Now, once you've copied it, it's your template to use. If you want to change the title, you can do that. If you want to change the letters, if you come over to this preview button, you can actually look and see what the students are going to see. So students actually do this online. So this one is a drag and drop. They're going to drag and drop the letters to spell the word. For those of students that need to have it read, they can push and it will read the question to them. And then students are just going to come over and they're going to spell the word, and then they're going to move on. So this one is a draw question. Write a letter in each box to spell the word. And so the students will come over and they'll actually draw. And then they'll drag, and it continues. You'll see that this one has 48 slides. If that is too many slides, then definitely you can take some of them out, or 48 questions. You can definitely take some of them out. You don't have to leave all 48 because that may be quite large, but it also shows you all of the different curriculum codes. And the reason for this is the great thing with Assess, let me go back to my activities. The great thing with this one is you can then assign it to your students. So if I want to do this letter box, the one I was just in, and I want to assign it, I'm going to come over to my Assign button, and I'm going to assign it to my entire class. I can choose a start date, which could be right now. I can choose an end date. I can either choose for that end date to be the next day, or maybe I want to give my students a week. If you're doing virtual, maybe you want to assign it on Monday. So I can come back over here and assign on Monday, and I can say I want it due on Friday. That gives them the entire week to get it done. And so now you're just going to review. I'm going to give it to all of my students. Oh, and I see that when it starts, and then I'm going to say I want to assign it, and it's now assigned. If I want to send my activity link, let's say I am in another program such as I don't have Google Classroom, let's say I do Seesaw instead, I can just click on this activity link and it copies it for me, and then I can go paste it into my Seesaw app, and so they'll be able to assign it that way. Again though, if you're a Google Classroom person, all you'll have to do is click on our Google Classroom here, and it will automatically take you to your Google Classroom, and you'll be able to assign it that way. Now, once you've assigned, you'll also be able to get the results. That's one of the great things about Assess. It actually auto grades for you, or you can go and manually grade, either way, but it's all done virtually. So you'll see that for this particular one, nobody has started because I just set it for them to do it. I could actually look by question number and it'll give me percentages. So let me go show you one that a class has already done. So I'm going to go to my results. I'm going to get to it here by clicking on results. And now I can actually see I have 8 students that have completed it. They completed it on the 21st. I can actually see how long it took them to take the assessment, and then it gives them the grades. I'm also able to go in and add notes for them. And then when I submit it back to them, they'll be able to see what their grade is, and they'll be able to see what note you actually wrote for your students. I can also click on that student and I can see the different activities that they've already completed and what their grades are. This makes grading at the end of the 9 weeks super simple to do. So again, you can either use one of our pre-built, or you can actually make your own activity. To make your own activity, you're going to come over to this new activity button, and you can then title it, And then I can come and I can add a question if I'd like. These are the different question types that you can use: statement, text response, fill in the blank. So for this one, I could do this. So on a fill in the blank, you're going to, when you get to it, I'm going to do, if I want my blank to be right there, I'm going to come and click on these parentheses or brackets. Then if I put my number in, that shows what number is going to be the correct number. You'll see that number here. However, this is what the student view is going to look like. There will be a box and they'll have to insert it there. If you come down to this, you can click on these three buttons. You can set your curriculum code for this question. If you'll come right here to this click down, if you're a Common Core, you're going to click Common Core. You're definitely doing a Kinder, and you're going to want to do a math. If you know what that curriculum code is already, you're going to be able to just type it up here. And then once I click on it, it will automatically, you'll see assign it. Now I've assigned that curriculum code to this exact question. So when I get my results back, I'm going to be able to see what students need help with this curriculum code, because I'm going to be able to focus just on that curriculum code. You can add questions here, then assign, preview, and then also save, and then you'll be able to come back and work on it again. If you're wanting more information on Assess, we have a blog out on the Assess, and there's an actual video that goes along with it, and they take you through each one of the question types. So if you're interested in that, definitely go into the blogs and search Assess, and that blog will pop up and you'll be able to watch that video. We also are going to start having more frequent webinars, and one of our webinars is going to be on Assess. So definitely you'll want to stay tuned, and you'll want to watch our Instagram and emails, and we'll be letting you guys know when we have those. So that is all of the things that we're going to look at today. However, I just wanted to remind you of a couple of things. Number one, that the view that we were looking at today was with our premium members. So if you're not a premium member right now, we are offering a 50% off. So if you're interested in that, that actually puts you at under $3 a month. So it would bill you for the year. However, it just is equal to under $3, $2.88 a year, and you get everything I showed you today. So it's a pretty great discount. So that's going to be for our back to school bust. So you'll definitely want to head over to our plans page if you're interested. If you're not interested, that's cool. We do provide a lot of things for our free members. Some of those widgets are offered to our free members. You are allowed to do a couple of Assess templates as long as they're free. We do offer free Assess templates. You're just not going to be able to use all of them. You won't have all of the Assess templates. You won't have all of the widgets. You won't have all of the resources or the lesson plans and unit plans. However, do remember you can buy by the resource if you would like. So free members, we do offer you guys a lot. The online lesson builder, you are allowed to use that as a free member as well. But if you want everything that I showed you today for under $3 a month, definitely go over to our plans page and get that 50% off. We hope that you guys enjoyed the webinar today. We hope you learned some new things. I'm so sorry that it was very fast. We just have a lot to offer. But definitely reach out to us if you have any questions at all. Garrett and I would love to talk to you guys. You can either DM us on Instagram at teachstarter_US or go to that support at TeachStarter and shoot us an email, and we can chat that way. But we hope you guys had a really great day, and we'll see you next time.